Why do you think there's more corrupt state law enforcement than there is federal? Like, we always hear about state cops, correctional officers, never hear about feds except for maybe like the BOP.
Yeah. The reason why for feds is because I can tell you myself. So I went through a very strict background check. Every 5 years, most special agents have a top secret clearance. So with a top secret clearance, you're getting a background check every 5 years. And that really keeps you honest because they do financial checks. They do background checks with your criminal history. They do your spouse, etc. You're getting a security clearance. So it's pretty extensive. You're doing SF-86 everywhere you lived in the past 10 years, drug tests, etc. So the feds do way more background checks than if you got a top secret SCI. I think it might be every 3 years. So they just do more background checks. The background checks are more stringent, and just a lot of times you're held to like just a higher standard in general. So that's why you don't see corruption at the federal level. Of course, there's corrupt federal people as well, of course. But the reason why it's like an anomaly when a federal agent gets arrested is because the background checks are just way stricter.
Do you think it also
polygraphs, all that shit?
Do you think it has to do with also the proximity of them dealing with a criminal? Like I had the Homeland Security agent that we connected about, where you commented on, and he was internal affairs. He was talking about how the Homeland Security agents working the prisons get easily corruptible. Yeah,
so it depends, right? So so you're probably talking about enforcement and removal operations, ICE, the deportation guys I explained before. So ERO deportation officers, like they're dealing in the jails, right? And they have their own whole immigration system that they deal with. Like they don't have a top secret clearance. So they're not going through nearly the same level of background check as a special agent is.
Gotcha.
So, and then also the other reason too is because like there's a lot of oversight too. So like, and on top of that, like federal agents don't have that much authority. As much as people think they have all this power because they're feds, they actually don't. A little secret that people don't know is federal agents can't make probable cause arrests. They really can't. It's very hard to do it. It's very uncommon. So when I was on the border, right, and I'll explain what I mean by this. When I was on the border, Customs calls me, hey, we got a guy at the bridge here. We caught him with 3 kilos of coke. All right, cool. I show up, talk to him, blah, blah, blah. He confesses. All right, cool. I got an iron case, right? I'm still going to call AUSA and get prosecution accepted. I'm not taking that fucking guy to the jail until I get concurrence from an AUSA. The United States Attorney's offices dictate who gets arrested and who doesn't. It's not the federal agents as much as people think. You do the investigation, etc., but the AUSA is making the final call if that guy's going to fucking jail or not. And then if they say yes, then you file your criminal complaint and he gets into the federal system. You contrast that with the state system where trooper catches you on the side of the road, he smells weed, all right, he catches you with a roach, arrests you, puts you in fucking jail, depending on what state you're in, if it's not decriminalized, of course, but I'm just using an example. Puts you in jail, writes a report, gives it to the DA. DA can choose if they want to, sorry about that.
Yeah, you're good.
Let me put this on silent. The DA chooses if they want to go ahead and, prosecute it later or take it to trial or whatever, but they could throw it out because they don't give a shit. They don't have to worry about stats like the federal system does. So the AUSA's, that same pickiness with taking on cases, they're picky with also when you call them. So most feds don't make probable cause arrests like I just described where you're getting something kind of handed to you. Because on the border, people are getting interdicted all the time by Border Patrol, Customs and Border Protection, et cetera. So like I had a lot of those types of cases, but that's not the norm for federal agents to respond and do what I call a reactionary case. Most of the time you're doing proactive investigations and you're working with an AUSA from the beginning and it's more long term. But you're not arresting anybody until the AUSA either takes you to grand jury and you indict, or they say, all right, let's do a criminal complaint. You type up the criminal complaint, you give it to AUSAs. Hell, in some jurisdictions, like in North Carolina, et cetera, the AUSA writes the complaint for you. I used to laugh. I used to go like other jurisdictions or like anytime I'm traveling to go arrest somebody. Some of these other agents, like when I was a border agent, go somewhere else. I was like, all right, we're going to do a complaint or what? Yeah, AUSA's right typing up. I'd look at them like, what the fuck? Your AUSA types your complaint? That's fucking crazy to me. But, that just goes to show like, how selective AUSAs are with taking cases. So that's another reason too why federal agents don't have as much power as they have. And then on top of that, like anything is like any little thing can get reported to your OPR, Office of Professional Responsibility, and then they also have something called OIG, Office of Inspector General, right? And then obviously FBI are the biggest agent when it comes to public corruption. So, and it's every agent's fear. It's to like, get in trouble or get arrested or whatever, because it's so hard to get the fucking job. Like you don't want to fuck it up, right? They hire less than like 2% of qualified applicants to be an agent. It's very hard to get. And then you do the strenuous background checks. And then on top of that, you got OPR. I mean, I dealt with like OPR investigation when I was on a job for some bullshit. But like they have to investigate everything, right? Obviously, I got cleared. It was I got in an altercation at a club in Miami, and then like someone like reported that, and then next thing I know, I'm in the subject of a fucking internal investigation. I got cleared because the fucking bouncers lied, but that's the standard you're held to. Like if someone reports it in, boom, a case is gonna get open against you. Internal affairs is gonna bring you in. It's an administrative investigation. They ask you a bunch of questions. You can't lie, etc. That's a whole fucking rigmarole too. But these are all reasons why like at the federal level, corruption is harder. I'm not saying it's not there. It's absolutely there. There's shitbags everywhere, but it's less frequent than at the state and local level.
Yeah, I wanted to be an FBI agent.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's freshman sophomore year.
I actually got a conditional offer with them. I was an HSI agent at the time. But yeah, it's you know, the FBI gets a lot of they get a lot of shit. But you know, most FBI agents are cool guys. So, to this day, one of my good friends, FBI agent. The thing is this. The issues at the FBI aren't at the agent level. The agents are cool a lot of the times. Like they're cool, regular guys, whatever it may be. A lot of times they were former cops, former military, right? They're regular guys. It's the brass that cause issues. The guys at the higher levels, the special agents in charge, the directors, the ASACs. Like these are the guys that are pushing the fucking bureaucracy bullshit or leading the, you know, political persecution investigations. Like at the agent level, man, like these dudes don't give a fuck. They're just chilling, you know?
This episode is sponsored by Rumble Premium. The sponsorships from Rumble, one that is incredibly important to the survival of all the companies. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform for small creators, and they didn't censor or have biases. They were fair, treated all creators equally, and no one thought that these platforms would censor political conversations or censor opinions on the bear bug, but they did. Facebook admitted they fell into the pressure from the Biden and Harris administration. But Rumble did not. They held the line. And they were attacked from daily giving us the voice to talk to you. They are attacked from corporate media. They are attacked by the governments like France. They are attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. Corporate America is fighting to remove free speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble will not survive with brand advertisers. They don't get much of it. Watching our show on Rumble is the most that they ask from you. But if you really believe in this fight and you have the means, one major way you can help Rumble survive is joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human rights to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with the promo code STUDIO when you purchase an annual subscription. Go to rumble.com/premium and use the code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. And if you don't have the means, we're just happy to watch us on Rumble. So one more time, rumble.com/premium, use the code STUDIO. And thank you, Rumble Premium, for sponsoring this episode.